Hey, hello. Welcome everybody. It's time for the February Notebook Challenge. I am going to walk you through how I've done with my planners and notebooks. Did I add anything new this month? How has it been going? Obviously, January is always one of those months where it's like you have the best of intentions. It's the brand new year. You've got the good new year energy, but also it's still kind of like Christmas recovery and trying to get everything moving. January is always a busy month for me because I have a couple of courses that are launching or running, and it's my birthday. And this year, we also traveled to North Carolina right at the beginning of the month for a few days. And then we have the snowstorm, and there's lots of global events going on. So it has been a bit of starts and stops for me this month. So I'm going to show you the things that went really well, the things that didn't work well, but that I'm not giving up on because I feel like it was not a normal month, and some of the things that I'm going to be focused on here in February. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Sarah, and I am a notebook hoarder and lover. And I started this notebook challenge, I believe. Honestly, I think I started this early 2019 because in 2018, like we are in the month of February going to be celebrating 8 years since I started Heart Breathings. I started in February of 2018. So February 2026 is just so wild to me. So 8 years of Heart Breathings. Should we do anything fun? Should we do a live stream, a special event? Let me know if you have any ideas, like 8 year anniversary ideas. But anyway, I went through a bunch of my notebooks and started to realize just how many I was holding on to that I never used because I was nervous. I loved them too much. I was afraid they're too pretty. I didn't want to mess them up. I wasn't sure 100% that if I started it, it was something I wanted to see all the way through to the end. And I loved this notebook so much. I wanted to make sure I gave it the best of myself in a way. And then I ended up with a lot of notebooks that I wasn't ever really going to use because maybe I loved them when I bought them. And then 5 years later, after hoarding it, it got water damage or it got messed up or scuffed in a move, or maybe it just wasn't my style anymore. So I have been trying over the last 7 years to really use my notebooks. And I know I'm doing a much better job. And I also have just been trying to not worry so much about if I use them all the way to the end. You can always repurpose something. So if you too are a notebook hoarder, welcome to the Heart Breathings community. Hit the subscribe button, come join us. Go grab a coffee, tea, favorite beverage, your planners, and let's just have a relaxing, chill few minutes together and talk about planners. So, planners, notebooks, it's all going to kind of begin to come together. I used to only focus on notebooks, but this is going to be, I think, a new stage, a new era of the notebook challenge because it works a little better for me to just talk about notebooks and planners, I think. For one, I got a new notebook. Look how cute this is. This little Hello Kitty and Friends cafe with the little bookmarks at the top, and it has these cute little Hello Kitty sitting on a macaron and these super cute little confetti or sprinkles dashboards. George got this for me for my birthday as a little surprise. Again, no clue how I'm going to use it right now, but in general, we're going to just set that to the side and let it be pretty. It might just be decor on my shelf for a little while because I'm not adding any new notebooks at the moment. However, it was a nice gift. This is my writing notebook, and I have not really written hardly at all in January. I know it's difficult for me if I'm out of routine. So, pretty much all of Christmas put me out of routine. Going to North Carolina earlier in the month put me out of routine. And then, in addition, everything that's been going on, I still have snow outside my window here in Texas. I hope you fared well in the winter here. And then, of course, there's a lot going on online, and it makes it difficult to be creative. Well, there's a lot going on in the world that is being broadcast online, I guess I should say. And I'm not going to go into it because I would like for this to be just a pleasant time with us together where you don't have to really worry about anything for a little while. So that's the last mention of anything like that. Just to say that sometimes when we're out of routine or we're not in the best mood or we're finding things difficult, it can just be difficult to stick to the plans that you had. So I've not given myself any grief over not being able to do it. However, I have been actively trying to get into better routines. So I have these sheets that I am just going to use for some of my planning for the year that I originally had 2025 on. And since I had already done them but hadn't filled them out, I just whited out the year and have started filling these in. This is going to be a place ideally where I will start marking in the words that I wrote, the edits that I had. I'm also working on Project Phoenix this year, finally, after I think 2 years of intending to work on it and just not being able to find the time. But I have some new team members in place, and I'm just really hopeful this is the year I get back to writing full time as well. So, speaking of Project Phoenix and writing full time, by the way, Publish and Thrive starts today. So if you are watching this as it comes out and you were meaning to join us for this first round of the year, come join us. I'm so excited for everybody that has joined us. I cannot wait for the kickoff call today. It's 6 weeks of self-publishing goodness and just everything you need to know to get your career started and start making money. And I'm personally going to be going back to some of the basics for my own career with Publish and Thrive, or with Project Phoenix, where I'm doing a full audit on all of my books, changing the back matter, the formatting, changing a lot of my covers, and starting to market them again. I haven't marketed my books really, other than just mentioning it here on YouTube here and there, in years. My focus has just been elsewhere as I've been building Heart Breathing. So I'm excited to get back to that. I also have taken this one little set of stickers that I got from Amazon and found matching tombos to use them in my planning. So as I begin to write out like what I was working on, I will also color code it according to which project I'm working on. And then in this second section, this is where I started to work on my edits and things like that for Mirror of Shadows. Speaking of being able to redate, I had these little A5 monthly booklets from Sterling Ink last year. They're Monday start, which is not my favorite. So I missed the year. I didn't use it. So instead of worrying about that, I just redated them for 2026 and made them Sunday start months. So obviously didn't really use January, but I'm hoping here is where I'm going to actually plan out my promotions. So this is going to stay in here, and I'm going to plan out sort of what newsletters are going out, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because I've mentioned this so many times before, and I was trying to consolidate my planners this year and use less, which I am using less. But I also, my brain needs some separation, and I'll explain it a little bit more later. Just that it is very difficult for me to take my regular monthly planner and put all my writing deadlines, my family deadlines, all of my courses and podcast appearances and everything all on one, because it's like when I sit down and I want to think about what am I doing to promote my books this month, I just need to only be thinking about the book promotions. And so it helps me to have dedicated space or calendar. So anyway, that's really all I've done in this planner. I started to set up various pages. I also started working on my reading plan to get back to book 12, which is the final book in my series. And I set up all of my pages for my character pages. But other than that, here's that page, by the way, that has all the colors. Obviously not using all of them, but this only got used minimally. I do have a couple pages in the back that I'm not going to show you that I did for actual plot stuff. Most of my plotting brainstorming is going into this B6 Stalogy from that I was using last year. But this was not brainstorm. This was edit, like more specific edit. So I've tried putting it in here, and I think that's working well. So not a huge update there, but I do love having all of my writing projects in one. So last year, I was mostly focused on this one, then I had a separate one, and then I had some things in Notion. Everything was kind of scattered. So it feels good to have it all in one, but I just really want to actually be writing this month. Like, come on, please. I just got to find a way to get myself back into a creative mode after, busy and the drain of other things. So this is one way that I like to do it, is to reward myself. So there was a big sale at Tokidoki. This is separate, but Tokidoki had a big sale, and most of their little blind boxes, well, not most of them, but they had selection of their blind boxes half off. And I love using these as rewards because I love the little unicornos and all the little cute things they have, and I display them throughout my house. So we're going to use this as rewards. This little Sanrio Miniso blind box, these are so stinking cute. This is my reward for finishing Act 1 rewrites of A Mirror of Shadows. I am really hopeful that I can do that over the next week or two and get this book out in February. So fingers crossed, by the time you guys see me for the March Notebook Challenge, I will have a new book out. This 3 is for a new rough draft challenge for the month of February. I was supposed to go on a writing retreat this past weekend after my birthday and didn't get to go because of the storm. So we've rescheduled that for February. And so I'm hoping to do a full rough draft challenge in the month of February. If you're not familiar with that is, it's just a monthly challenge to focus on your writing and to set a goal for yourself and some rewards. And we do official ones here in April, July, and November, but I'm going to run one for myself in February. So if you're also doing one, come join me. We can hang out in Discord. That's linked for you down below and just kind of chat through it. There is an undated planner in the Heart Breathings resource library for it, but I'm going to go for 30,000 words, or we'll say 25,000, but really I'm hoping for 30,000. So this will be 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. Hopefully I'm going to get all that done in book 2. So book 1 edits and then book 2 drafting. So that's my plan for that. Give yourself rewards, keep yourself motivated. Like I said, I didn't really do a lot of extra inside this one. It's really just basic brainstorming. I did reset my plotting wall. If you saw me set that up over the Rough Draft Challenge in November in the vlogs, I have reset it to black. So I will share that with you when I do some vlogs and things on that book. My Ride or Die Everyday planner is currently in this cloth and paper A5. And I have to say, I have just loved being back in an A5 planner. It makes me very happy. I really have enjoyed it. So these were my sort of like goals and focus for January, which reminds me I need to sit down and print out my pages for February, which I haven't done. I did cut them wrong or punch them wrong. So that has not been great. Didn't do Twitch streams at all this month, but I have really loved being back in this size. So for the past few years, I've been in more of a happy planner size in discs and then in a coil, but it has just been really nice to be back in my sort of OG planner. The weeklies I have not used as much because I feel like there's been a lot of uncertainty as to what are we doing this day? What's going on this day? So I haven't used that as much. But something I have really enjoyed doing is I got for Christmas this little foam memo printer that honestly, I mean, you can tell from this, it's not great quality. It's not going to give you photo level print, but it's very inexpensive to print on the paper because it's just doing like thermal printing, black and white. And it's really not bad for little memories. And I've really enjoyed putting this into my planner with a little bit of journaling, just like, oh, let me remember some of the things that I got done today. But you will see there's some days that got used, some days that didn't. This is my current week, and I haven't even really been tracking my time because the kids are home. Same thing with my weekly schedule is I couldn't really fully plan every single day because the kids are home and I wasn't sure for how long. So it's been 3 full days of them home, and then they have a half day on Friday. So it's basically a week out of school. But I really do enjoy having this list of things to do. So that's the main thing I've been using this planner for. And most of these other like social media pages have not been used. And I kind of had a feeling that it might be like that for this first month, just because I have to establish the habit before I can have the habit. Like you have to practice and you have to work. And I just haven't been on Instagram and doing some of that stuff. So we will reserve the planning pages for that for later. I also have brain dumps and other things that I've been using in here. So for the most part, the daily pages, some brain dump pages, and the social media stuff has just not fully come together yet. I did end up setting up a full year HB90 planner, just the yearly goals planner, just because I started to do it on my tablet. It just didn't work out. I need it to be in paper. So I printed out the 12 months of the year here, just so I have a reference to look at them. And then I've got my pages for the quarter. And I started making my sticky notes, but I have still not put them up on my board. So I feel like this month has not been off to such an amazing start. I feel good. it's just kind of a weird thing is I used to feel like January was just go, 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 let's get it, like best behavior of my year, like best productivity of my year. But the past few years, January has been a slow start. And I'm not exactly sure why, other than previous years I was ill in December. I'm not sure why this January has also felt like a slow start, but I also feel like I'm getting so much better for myself at just giving myself grace over it. Like, okay, well, I didn't get everything on the Kanban board yet, but I'm still getting stuff done. I'm still checking it off my plan. It's just not up on sticky notes yet. So, anyway, I will be doing a February reset vlog where I'm going to talk about what my goals are for the year and I'm going to reset all my calendars, sort of like I would normally do for a new year and just didn't get done. So, let me know in the comments if you also have been running a little bit behind in terms of like resetting the year. And I think once it gets warmer and the sun comes out, it feels more like a new year to me than the cold of January. I don't know. As I get older, it just feels more encouraging, or what's the right word? Motivating when it starts getting warmer. So, a few other little things. This is obviously not a planner, but one of the things that I have been trying to spend more time on is refilling my own well. And so I've really been, instead of focusing so much on let's clean and let's get everything reset for the quarter and let's get every little task done, I've really spent more and more time reading, gaming, spending time with the family, going for walks, getting on the treadmill. And I think that has really, really been helpful for me. I really was in deep burnout for a good portion of last year. And taking care of myself extra this year has just felt like a luxury. I think that might be why it feels like, well, this year is going so slow, just because I'm actually taking it slow, which feels strange and off. But anyway, I got a Kindle Color Soft for Christmas-ish time and decorate it. So cute, these little stickers and things like that. This is just the backing paper is just a piece of like scrapbook paper that I put back here. But I did get an order in from Amberlin Studios of this black sparkle that you can put on the back, and then a few really cute stickers I thought I would show you. Sucker for Happily Ever Afters. This queen, my word of the year is sovereign. So there's going to be a lot of queen imagery this year. So Queen of Books. Look at this cute little fantasy candle. Most of these are from Amberlin Studios, but I think these two were from Ruby Jean Designs. I'll link them down below. Ice latte, you're like really pretty. This one is for a friend of mine. Fresh TBR pics. This cute little fantasy butterfly sword in a book. It's just so cute. Then I got this one, the Witchy Book Club, this coffee, and Do Not Disturb Me, I'm Booked, as well as this little fantasy bookshelf. Very cute little things to kind of put inside my planners. And like I said before, these vinyl stickers, I don't ever actually use them. I never take the back of them off. I put them inside things. I put them in my planners, but I never actually use the sticky part because while I am a notebook hoarder, I'm also a sticker hoarder and I like to be able to reuse them. Oh my gosh, so fun. So, anyway, let's see. Since we were talking about spending more time gaming and reading and things like that, oh, actually, there's a couple things. So, my birthday was just less than a week ago, a few days ago. And this past summer, I had to get up. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but I always tell the kids, like, I'm recording or whatever. Evie was being so sweet and she got a new little like karaoke machine for her for Christmas. And she was singing and it's so cute, but you can hear it in the recording. So I just asked her to move to a different room and give me a concert later. So, okay, I know these are not planners, but we're just going to talk about all kinds of stuff. So maybe we need this to be, instead of the February notebook challenge, it'll just become the February like roundup or something. I don't know, because I want to talk about lots of things. Over the summer, I got this Hello Cleo bag. It needs to be cleaned a little bit because I used it all summer, but I love this bag. It is technically a e-reader bag, a Kindle bag. This is their double scoop. And this one that I got for my birthday with the cherries on it is their regular standard bag. So this double scoop bag, the regular Kindle Color Soft and the paper white will fit in either bag. But I have always had the Kindle Voyage, which is a bigger one. I got it in 2013. And so I have had that e-reader for 13 years. And then the team at Kobo Writing Life sent me this Kobo Libra color. This will not fit in their standard. Actually, I haven't tried it. Some people said, "Oh, I can get it. I can get it in there." So let me see. Oh, you know what? It actually will fit. It does fit. I just assumed since several people online said they couldn't fit their bigger device because it is wider than the Kindle. If you look, it's just a different, it's more square, but it's wider than it is tall. But it actually fits in the regular one as well. So anyway, just good to know. These bags are so cute. They have 3 different pockets. This one just has random receipts in it, but one pocket has a place for your cards and like a key leash and some place to put your lipstick or a pen or whatever. Then there's another one that you can put your just wallet, whatever in there. And then the third one is the Kindle pocket slash Kobo pocket that is all lined with this sort of velvet feel to it so that it won't scratch your e-reader, and it has your own little secret place for your e-reader to go. And I loved having this summer because I was mostly reading on my Kobo and it fits really nicely in here. You could probably fit an iPad mini in here, I would guess too. But I loved it because we would be out doing something, waiting in line, the kids are getting on a ride, I have nothing to do, just pull out my e-reader. So it just made it easy for me to carry it. But I also saw some people online that put a bunch of their enamel pens on top of it. And I did get some locking backs so that they wouldn't come off. But I have loved putting some of my favorite little pins on here on the strap. And I love this purple color. I just, like I said, it's getting a little dirty, so I just need to go in and wash it. It feels like the kind of material that'll be easy to wash. And it does also come with this little headphone pouch. I use over-the-ear headphones, so they're not going to fit in here. But I did sometimes just throw some money in here sometimes, or some like little small lip gloss or various other little change and stuff like that. But that is that one that I've had. But for my birthday, Evie got me this and Andrew got me a Taylor Swift sweatshirt. So in love. Look at this cute little cherries. I love it. I have this La Vidriola Hello Kitty. These were a limited edition. I got it maybe 5 or 6 years ago. So this, I got number 20 out of 80. And so that's gonna hang out on my bag. And maybe this other little Hello Kitty Fox Island, depending on which, if I get the My Melody, I'll put her on this bag too. So cute. But this one is exactly the same. Oh, that's why I just got this. We were out for my birthday, just trying to like enjoy a few hours before the snowstorm hit. And we went to Ulta and I saw this Fenty Beauty lip gloss. This one is called Jellyfish. Oh my gosh. It's so like iridescent. It's so pretty. I forgot I put it in there. But same 3 pouches, they're just slightly smaller, but your Kindle just fits so nicely there. And then you just always have it with you. So I am going to put some new pins on it. I have been collecting pins, but also Evie got me some new pins. I have a feeling she didn't fully pick it out herself. I'm sure George helped her with it, but I got these pins that say I'm just a girl with the little cherries in the cocktail glass. This one says cherry on top. It's like it was made for me. And then this one says main character energy. It's just so perfect. Then from Amberlynn Studios, I got this Aquarius jacket. And then I have other pins that I've just been holding on to for a while. So I have this Wonton in a Million. 7 Brew gave out pins for their 500th store opening. And then in this little Hello Kitty pouch, I have a bunch of other ones, just like Book Lover one that I got, I think, from Author Nation a couple years ago, a little marshmallow. This came from the Book of the Month Club. This came from a Owl Crate box. There's just a lot of cute little things, and I have been kind of saving them, unsure where I was going to use them. So now I can put them on this pink one. I do also have a couple of these little Unicorno ones, the Carnival ones. And so I can add that to my rewards for the month, or maybe on the writing retreat, I'll use it as a reward. But that should be pretty fun to set up. But I've been looking for ways to just make it easier for me to follow through on the things that I most want to do, like reading. And so the easier you can make it to carry your e-reader around with you, or to reach for, like, make a habit of reaching for your book instead of reaching for the phone and doom scrolling. It's just going to be easier to refill my well if I do that, because doom scrolling does not refill my well. There are some things that do. I love YouTube, but then when I get on shorts or I get on Instagram reels, sometimes it's hit or miss. Speaking of the pens, I also have this Delfonics utility pouch that I got. This love one never wants to stay. I wish they had put two backings on it. But anyway, it always turns around. I have had this one since 2019. I think I got this in 2019. Here's those little backing pins, the pin backs. I just got those on Amazon. Look at this super cute little Kirby. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. But these are really great for carrying a bunch of pens and other things like that. I have been using an old Simply Gilded pen pouch for a while, and I think I'm going to switch everything into this one. So this is the same size. It's the exact same Delfonics pouch. It's just pink instead of that blue stripe. So I'm going to take all the pens and determine which ones go on the Clio, which ones might come off of here and go on to here. And I'm going to set this up as my sort of in the house carry, because you can fit sticker books in here. You could fit this faux memo printer in here. There's tons of room. And then you could put all the main pens that you're using out on the side. So I am going to make a video hopefully coming up about setting up my, I've heard some people here on YouTube calling it your like analog bag, so that when you're in the house, you're doing stuff that's not screens or that's not scrolling social media. So it might be a screen, but not necessarily social media. So I have an old diaper caddy that I've set up on this channel before, but it's just been not getting used lately. So I think I'm going to reset it up and have this as my main pin case. And I'm going to put my Nintendo Switch in there. I don't have the new Switch, but I don't think I really am going to get the new Switch anytime soon. You know, maybe next Christmas or something. Let me know if you have the new Switch. And I know the screen is bigger, but I do like this one just fine. So I'm going to put this in there. I'm going to put the pin bag in there, my little mini printers. All of my stickers go in this big sheet. So my sticker kits are going to go in there, and my main color codes that I was showing you for the planner that goes with my writing, all of those color code tombos, those I'm going to use. Oh, I forgot to show you this one. This one says Thriller. It's like a little lip gloss that has a skull and a book and some little footsteps on it, which says Thriller. She has them for a bunch of different genres. So I just thought that was fun. That was from, I think, Amberlin Studios as well. So I will share with you setting up that analog thing. I've seen some people have put, like, I don't know how to crochet, so I can't put crocheted stuff in there, but I used to do a lot of cross stitching, but I feel like my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. So we'll see if the cross stitching goes, but I really would like to finish reading The Wheel of Time this year. I'm on book 9, and we're starting book 9. There's still a long way to go, you guys, like hundred thousands of words, like million plus words. And I'm listening to them on audiobook, but I'm also reading other things at the same time, because I can't just read one world only. So I was thinking, as a way to get myself off of screens more, I could either color and listen to Wheel of Time, cross stitch and listen to Wheel of Time, or what? Let me know if you have other things you do. I've seen people do diamond painting. George and I did a puzzle recently, but usually if we're doing a puzzle together, we're talking. We did an Among Us puzzle and it took us 2 weeks. I'm not exaggerating. It was so hard. Anyway, this is my me in progress journal. It is a Franken planner that only goes through June, of the Hello Kitty Erin Condren planner. I mean, every time I see this, it just makes me so happy. So if you can figure out the things that make you visually happy and surround yourself with that as much as possible, I highly recommend it during this time. I just love it. So I have a video of me setting this up if you want to see the video, because I have my own hole punch. So I printed out some of my own vellums and pictures and other things like that, and mixed together a Hello Kitty planner with, so I've got the vertical pages with a academic planner. So I'm going to kind of update you on how this is going. The purpose of this particular planner notebook hybrid Franken planner is to have a place where I'm keeping track of the health things and the other, like, for my mental health, for my bodily health, just all of those kind of things, like personal things that aren't work related. And I have in the past called it something like Project 48 because I was turning 48. I just turned 49. And this year I have this 1 year now minus a week. So I have 51 weeks of really getting a blessing to change my life in the ways that I want to. I have prediabetes, polycystic ovarian syndrome, I have CPTSD. And I just feel like this is my healing year. I am so ready to let go of old stories, let go of old ways that I sabotage myself, and really do my best to not improve myself or to make myself better, because I don't feel like that's the vibe, but to love myself as much as possible, to be proud of myself, to build trust with myself, to just really love myself the way that I love my kids, the way that I love my husband, the way that he loves me. Like, if I could just learn to do that for myself, really love myself, I think it will just make second half of my life so full and beautiful. And so I'm calling this me in progress, this year between 49 and 50 for myself. So if you want to join me in that directive, please do. I was thinking of putting vlogs here on the channel of me in progress, and I still might do vlogs because I enjoy doing vlogs. However, the more I started thinking about it, I was like, I'm not really sure how much people here who are following me for planners and writing want to see about, like, pre-diabetes and other health type things, or what I'm eating, or the supplements I'm taking, or working out kind of stuff. Like, that feels like a third niche. And I'm just not sure if I want to do that. Plus, the pressure of doing vlogs, where it can sometimes take me 8 to 10 hours in a week to get a vlog done, is just too much pressure in when I already have so much going on. And I really want to make this year sustainable so I have time to write. And I don't want to trade writing for doing these vlogs, if that makes sense, as much as I think I would enjoy it. So, long story short, I'm starting a Substack. And I know several of you have already found it and have come followed me there. I technically, if you search for Sarra Cannon on Substack, you'll find two, because I have one that was my personal email that I was following some of my friends. But I think it's just like substack.com at Sarra Cannon or whatever. You'll see it's called Me in Progress. If you want to come find it, I won't link it yet because there's literally nothing there. There's no photos really. It's like a picture of me and my keyboard. But there I'm going to be basically writing, like blogging instead of vlogging, instead of videos. It'll just be short, potentially maybe long, I don't know, writings about how I'm changing my life in this way and why it matters so much to me. So there will be diet and exercise style stuff there. So if that's not your thing, that's part of why I'm separating it out. So anyway, I'm excited for it. If you are on Substack, put your link down below if you want, or send me a link to it. I would love to follow you. If you are not familiar what Substack is, it's kind of like a cross between a blog and Tumblr and Patreon in a way, though I'm not going to be charging anything. Mine will be totally free. It's just a personal thing, but I would love to have you follow me if that makes sense. Anyway, long story short, here's what I've been doing. Inside this Me in Progress planner, I have this academic planner, and I had purchased these side things from the side stickers from Hippie Digi Chick, which I will link down below. You can get them customized in color, the colors you want. She has more pastel colors, or you can get them all neutral or whatever. So I got this big rainbow because I love color. And I got the words mindful, which is basically every day of the week, I'm going to be tracking meditation or rituals for, like, releasing doubt, or meditating on this, or EMDR, or going to therapy, just like energy work, whatever it might be, prayers, that's going in mindfulness. Organized is any kind of organization that I'm doing, like cleaning up my desk, cleaning up a room, working in my closet, organizing a drawer, whatever. Badass, this one is just something that makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something, so that I'm remembering. It can be a work thing, but it can also be like, I was really scared to do this, but I finally did it. Anything, try to get at least one sort of badass thing done today, every day. Healthy, this is where I'm going to be tracking, like, what is my weight? Where am I in terms of pain? How is my blood sugar? I just had a continuous glucose monitor ordered. So I've been wearing one for about 20 days now. Well, two, because you can wear them for 15 days and then you change them out. But I'm going to be tracking my blood sugar, my supplements, all of that stuff. So that goes into health. Beautiful. This is something I have struggled with for so much of my life is not feeling beautiful and comparing myself a lot to other people and feeling like I fall short. And so this is part of loving myself this year. It's like not only what's my skincare and other things that I'm doing, but just what are the moments in my life where I feel beautiful or someone made me feel beautiful or I liked something I was wearing or I liked my style or I saw beauty in the world or reflected in some way. So I'm keeping track of that. Inspired is anything that I like watched or time with my kids or, podcast I listened to, anything like that. Aware is my sort of wrap up of the day. Like, oh gosh, I'm aware that I just got to prioritize rest. I can't keep going this fast or whatever it may be. At the bottom, I am mentioning the weather a little bit. I'm wearing this Aura ring that my husband got me for our anniversary. So the ring tells me you've got major signs. Like, for example, this will be part of what I'll talk about on the Me in Progress Substack, but my ring pretty much says I'm in constant stress. Like my body is in constant stress. And it's like you can't recover if you're constantly stressed. And I know that a lot of it has to do with the other things that I'm doing in my life, like, well, we'll talk about it another time. I don't want to go into it, but just like this is where I'm marking any outside factors. The Saturday and Sunday are just not like partial pieces. So for those, I'm not tracking the color, but I do have everything. Like I bought some, or no, I didn't buy, I had some flare pens, Papermate flares. So I'm just marking an X if I didn't do it or check mark if I did. Amazing job the first week. Amazing job the first couple days. Then we flew to North Carolina and I couldn't take this with me. I just had too many other things that we were taking. So this is where things get hairy for me because I don't have good restart protocols. Really good when I'm on a roll. If I dedicate to it, I can do it. But once I get off, and this has been the same thing with my writing, when I'm writing every day, like for the Rough Draft Challenge, and I'm in a groove, I can stick to it. But the minute I slow down or something interrupts me, it gets really hard for me to get back on the horse. I'm encouraged by this because I know that if I can just come up with better restart protocols, kind of what we call it in my house, restart protocols where we back from vacation. I have one day of reset, then I'm right back on. Then I've got hope for the future. But otherwise, I had basically 2 full weeks of didn't track. But then I've been back at it this week and it's going just fine. I'm recording this on Wednesday, so I filled this out at bedtime. So that's been okay. The same thing happened with my plan to use these weekly sticker kits that I've been collecting and hoarding. Again, sticker hoarder for so long. So I have this and I have a little Canon Ivy mini print that I will do. If you do a collage of 2 photos, you can cut them in half and they work out just about perfectly for this particular spread, or you can do 4 on a page and they become a little bit smaller. I did make a character in Elder Scrolls Online, but then after we left, I've had a hard time getting back to playing. So this is really just the hardest part for me is I can get really excited at the beginning, but if I have any kind of interruption in my pattern, it's very difficult for me to get back to those patterns. And I hope that one day there will be a point where these patterns and healthy habits are so ingrained that I don't even have to restart because I'm doing them while I'm on vacation or it just feels natural when I get home. But when you're still in the habit building phase, it can be really difficult. So I had a few weeks of not doing it and I haven't really gotten back to it. So we'll see if I get to do it today. The good thing about memory keeping is you can backdate things. So I have lots of pictures that I was taking. So I could backdate this, or I might just leave it. I also have lots of other like notes from podcasts and notes on Me in Progress and meal plans that I want to do. I also am going to be starting Jazzercise. Anybody here do Jazzercise? I did Jazzercise for about a year getting ready for my wedding with George, and I loved it. I was going 3 days a week and then upped it to 5 days a week. And it's basically just like dancing. And I loved it. but I have not since then, since we lived in Cary, North Carolina, I have not lived anywhere that they had a jazzercise close to me. And when we moved here to Texas, there was one in a nearby town, but it was going to be a 40-minute drive or something. I can't give up 2 or 3 hours of my working day to go work out. But I'm telling you, this is like a manifestation. I literally had just said to my energy coach, she's not technically a therapist, but the amazing woman that I'm working with as energy work, just said to her, I really wish there would be a jazzercise open up near me. And she's like, well, you never know. And then boom, new year, they're like, guess what? Your town is getting a jazzercise and it opens February. So February 2nd, I will get to go in. I got a founders special deal. I'm so excited to go in. I really want to do Pilates too. I want to learn shuffle dancing. I've been getting on the treadmill the last few days, but man, I just really am excited to do jazzercise. So I'm going to be tracking that in here. I have a few things I've filled out in notes. My son was drawing. He draws really weird and crazy cool stuff. So he got bored when we were hanging out one day and he drew some crazy things in my planner. But that is kind of how this has been. Then update on my pocket carry. This is my pocket rings. It is a Notique pocket rings. So cute. I have this set up here on my channel if you missed it and you want to watch that. Have I been keeping up with my habits? Somewhat. So I have a few things that I was like, how to launch a Substack. I need to start looking at how to do that. Then I have my January month and look, I have been keeping up with it. My habit tracker. I'm so proud of myself. Like every day I have been keeping up with it. Started to get off yesterday because I accidentally put the 29th, but tomorrow is the 29th. So I don't know why I accidentally did that. I've still got a few things that I need to fill out for today, but otherwise I have been doing it and that makes me very happy. So I'm hoping I can keep up with it. You can see there's the pen that I'm using, which is this just like gel pen, is showing through a little bit. So I think I'm going to look for another pen that won't have so much. It's not quite bleeding through this paper, but I tried to use thinner paper in this planner because it is such a tiny planner, but I don't know about that. Ghosting might kind of drive me crazy, but I did keep up with that. I have not yet done any menu stuff in here, so I need to start adding that. I also took this with me for Andrew's spelling bee, and I was so nervous, you guys. So he won the school spelling bee. We went to the next level spelling bee, which had 30 kids, 30 schools, and I really wanted him to win. And so I was so nervous. I just marked down every single word. He was the first person out of the 30. I was so nervous. So I marked down because last year when we did the spelling bee, we went back and forth so many times about what was that word again? What did this happen? How many kids were out? And we couldn't remember. So I documented the whole thing. And I was so happy to have this little planner on my lap that just made me happy. So it's like, yeah, he made it to round 4, top 10, top 6, top 5, top 4, top 3. And the top 3 boys went so many rounds. And then top 2, somebody missed something. And then he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more rounds. And he missed the word bandilarismo. He got the word bandilarismo. The other kid got the word bunt, like bunt cake. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, man, it's so much luck of the draw what word you get. And then the winning child had to answer another word in his own round, and he got the word eucrasia, which is not a super easy word. So he got it right. And he won, but the top 3 people get to go to the next level, which is basically the Dallas area. And I'm so excited for him. Even if he doesn't win or get to the top 10 even. I'm just so proud of him for making this far. And it has been a real bonding experience for the 2 of us because we practice together every night. And that has been fun. But those are really the only things I've tracked in here. I have read 1 book so far this year, which is not a lot, but it's at least 1. And I've been listening to another book and I've been reading a 3rd book. So I need to just get them into the journal. But otherwise, that's kind of what I've been using this for. Nothing super, just mostly a habit tracker. My main journaling has been going into this, which is a Sterling ink notebook. It's not a common planner or anything. I didn't buy anything new this year in terms of that. Oh my gosh. Also, you guys, I didn't show you all of this. We talked about it some on my coffee chat on my other channel, but one of my subscribers, Gail, is just an incredible artist. And she sent me last year my word of the year radiant in a card like this, like a watercolor card. And I just kept it on my desk all year. And so this year she sent me the word sovereign, but she also sent me a few other drawings. So this is like a drawing of me with heart breathings and my BCS logo, Broken Chapter Society, which is my membership for readers. And oh, what did she say this says? I forget what she said this top thing says. Maybe it says sovereign, but I'm not sure. In the style of Tokidoki, which is this kind of this drawing style with the little cherry clips. Like, how cute is this? It's just literally the cutest thing. So I'm keeping that in here. Thank you again, Gail, if you're watching this video. And she also drew one for Evie, which she has now posted in her room. So sweet. So I am up to page 115, 115. So I'm doing pretty well. I actually had started this journal before the beginning of the year, but I've been keeping up with it pretty good. I feel like I am not journaling every day. This is one of the things that I actually like about having the ability to not have a planner, just having all my notes in this, because if I want to draw, I want to write, I want to put pictures in there, I can. I've been pasting things in here and there. I've been using that same faux memo printer when I wanted to, but I don't have to worry about, oh, this has to be filled out by December. This could take me 3 years to fill it out, or I could fill it out in 6 months. And I just feel like for a journal, this has been really helpful. I've just been playing around with tip-ins and full page pictures and various other things. So this has really become something that I love, but that I don't feel not even a little bit of pressure about filling out, which I think has been helpful for me, because the last few years I've been using a planner as my nightly journal, and it's nice to have a little bit more leeway. So, what else have I been using that wasn't in my planner lineup? So, for one, this cute little A5 Erin Condren journal. This is my follow through fix journal. So, if you didn't know about it, we have a new membership this year for Heart Breathings. It's called the Follow Through Fix. It is basically a membership community where we are sticking together with accountability partners, accountability groups, couple of meetings a month, monthly challenges, lots of like a private podcast from me, lots of cool things like that to help each other follow through and hold each other accountable. The enrollment for that is not open, but I will leave a wait list down below because I plan to open it again in July. But this has been very, very helpful for me. I only have a couple things written in here, which is mostly the things that I want to do for the group, but this will eventually get filled out as well. So this is all of my notes on the slides that I'm doing, the challenges we're doing. And then I will also, right now, I don't really have a place for me to follow through, like to track my own follow through, but I will probably track that in here as well. You know what I wish they had? So the Erin Condren planners, they came out with, this one's dirty, but these little file folder tabs that you can pull in and out. I wish they had this for A5. And I'm wondering if I could make my own in a way. You could use a cover, or you could use one of these, like, they have just like the little bookmarks, but I would love to have a full size sheet like this. But anyway, I literally set this one up yesterday because I was recording the video that should at this point have come out on Thursday. It hasn't come out yet as I'm recording this, about self-publishing. And my process for working on a video is I'll have an idea for it. I will usually go through a monthly calendar and plan out what content I'd like to make for the month. And then I will outline the video and say, here's what I want to talk about. And I tried doing it inside Google Docs, but I just think better in pencil and pen than I do in a digital file. And so when I'm brainstorming and stuff like that, I like to do it. And I know it may not always seem like I'm working from an outline because I talk a lot, but sometimes the examples that come to me are my favorite part of making a video. And it may mean that it's not as like concise and 12 steps in 5 minutes kind of video that some people would potentially like better. But I'm just leaning this year into more longer content where I'm really giving lots of examples. So I hope you guys enjoy it. But I need a place to really keep all of that. And I was going to try to keep more of that sort of outlines and stuff like that in my main daily planner, or just in a plain notebook. However, I realized yesterday, I was like, you know what? I usually have used in the past an Erin Condren monthly planner. So their monthly planner is just the monthly pages and then notes pages in between. So you get the monthly calendar and then a bunch of notes pages. But I didn't want to buy something new because I actually had taken apart several planners. There are 2026 planners to make that Franken planner for me in progress. So I already had the pages just sitting here from that academic planner because when I created this one, I used the monthly pages from the Hello Kitty planner, but I have the academic pages in here. But I didn't need 2 monthly planners. So they were just sitting out, not being used. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. So I just threw one of my extra covers on here, grabbed a coil from my closet because I just have taken apart so many planners. I printed out this vellum that says heart breathings, and I made a little vision board for myself on Canva and printed that out and punched it. Then I did put just some plain blank paper so that I could put some of my goals and like where I'm starting the channel for the year. And then monthly calendar from the academic planner just mixed in with plain notebook pages. I did add this one here that is from the project planner because I thought this would be a good place to say, okay, well, what are the videos I actually did end up making for the month and when did they get posted and how many views or comments did they have? What were people's requests for more comments or more videos and stuff like that? So I can track, this will be a little bit of a dashboard for that. And then everything else can just be my actual outline for my videos. So that is my new Franken planner, kind of, but it's mostly just a monthly planner. I just used the note pages from a notebook that I pulled apart at some point and the monthly pages from the academic planner. And it does have the full year. And then I put some of these perpetual calendar pages. I didn't put any kind of folder or anything in the back, but I do have some of these tabs that I'm going to use to put stickers in and other things like that. So that's kind of my new-ish notebooks. Other than that, I haven't been using anything else. So for me, this is a lot, but it's a drastic reduction in terms of the amount of things that I'm using. It might not look like that when I stack it all together, but maybe it's just that I've taken some of the pressure off. I'm not sure the truth of it, but anyway, that's the deal. That's what I'm using. That's what I'm loving. If you would like to win a notebook from my own personal stash, then all you have to do is comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Leave a like on this video. And if you want to enter to win, I would love to see just a red heart for February in the comments as well. And I'm giving away an A5 Stalogy notebook. So I don't have it to show you because it's in my notebook closet, but it's never been used, never been opened out of the plastic. So A5 Stalogy notebook, if you would like to try that. The A5 size is this basic size, but it's bound on the side instead of a coil. And I will pick one winner coming up on, let's say, next Friday, which would be February 6th, I believe, somewhere around there. Whatever the Friday, the February 6th, I will pick a winner and you can send me your address and I'll get that out to you. Also, something else we've been doing here on the Heart Breathings Notebook Challenge every month is featuring a diverse read for the month. So we're going to keep that up, keep doing that, keep supporting diverse authors. If you are a diverse author in our community and you would like one of your books featured, please reach out to me and let me know. And I would love to feature and lift your books up. But let's go over and talk about diverse read for the month of February. Okay, you guys, if you are looking for a wonderful second chance romance, I'm going to recommend to you this book by Jacinta Howard, When 40 Blooms. I think this came out last summer, but I just recently actually read it over the holiday. And this character is turning 40, but I'm 49, but I still felt a lot of what this character's feeling, that sort of vulnerability of like, is this really worth it? Am I really going through this for the right reasons? This is a second chance romance and you can find it everywhere. I just pulled it up on Amazon, but the blurb here is a rare birthday, a second chance, a woman finally choosing herself. Simone Harris has always known how to hold it down for her son, for her clients, for the sports agency she built from scratch. She keeps things running, keeps herself moving, and keeps her heart tucked safely out of reach. But this birthday feels different. It falls on a leap year, a date that only circles back every so often, a rare kind of day that feels like it arrives exactly when it's meant to, the kind that makes you pause and ask what you've been pushing through just to keep going. In that stillness, something begins to surface alongside it. fatigue, questions, the quiet ache she has learned to ignore. She is not falling apart. Still, something is shifting. The pressure she's lived under feels heavier than it once did, and as she begins to listen to what her spirit has been trying to say, the past reappears, bringing with it a familiar comfort, unfinished conversations, and a quiet invitation to feel again. It's a really good book. Highly, highly recommend it. I have not read any of other Jacinta's books, but if you go onto her website, jacintahoward.net, you can see a full list. I've heard really good things about this prototype series, so highly recommend checking out her books. If you head to her website, you can also see just her incredible experience. Jacinta is an Atlanta-based culture journalist, editor, and author with more than a decade of experience across genres of media. So if you just look through this list, like Eater, Atlanta Magazine, Shondaland, Denver Westward, BET, LL Cool J's media company, where she was a managing editor. She's been featured in USA Today, Atlanta Journal Constitution, Book Riot, and OK Africa. And when she's not writing, she's relaxing on a beach with her family, a good book, and a dope playlist. So definitely recommend checking out Jacinta. She's a culture journalist. She's an amazing romance author, and I'm looking forward to reading more of her books. I will put all of her info for you down below if you want a good read and you want to support a author in the Atlanta area. Okay, guys, that is it. I super love you. Here's another hour hanging out with me. If you have not taken Publish and Thrive yet, come join us in Publish and Thrive. It starts today. It's truly the most comprehensive self-publishing class on the market. And no matter where you are in the world, whether you finished your first book or you finished 30 books, there's something in here for you. And I would love, love, love to have you and support you on your publishing journey. Otherwise, what kind of content do you guys want to see from me? I was thinking about doing maybe a form or a poll just to see what content, what topics you guys are most looking forward to this year. I'm definitely going to be doing more writing content, but also more planner content. So let me know what you want to see. I am so grateful for this opportunity just to know you and to get to spend time with you. So thank you for being a part of the Heart Breathings community. And if you are watching but have not ever subscribed, please hit that subscribe button because it really does help me know that you guys are out there and supporting me and that I'm continuing to grow and that it's a good thing for me to be putting out into the world. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I love hanging out with you. I hope you enjoyed the notebook challenge, and I will see you in my next video where we are going to be resetting for the month of February. All right, bye, everybody.